So the company has gone, and here we are in January trying to spend less money this year and use up things we have around the house. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about some things that I've organized, some things that I've realized, and some things that I'm going to do to help myself accomplish that goal. I hope you'll stick around. The best time to get organized and have a reset is the new year. That is an opportunity that we get every single year. We go into it motivated, excited, starting fresh. Maybe we have just put away all of our holiday decorations and we feel like our home has more room. So getting organized can really help us stay on track for a low spend year. Now, this year we went through quite a bit of different things while we had company, and I think that's pretty common for a lot of people that you go through a lot of things that you normally don't use the rest of the year. Maybe a lot more baking supplies, a lot more spices, and just taking a good assessment of our home and deciding what we need and what we used is a good place to start. As I'm going through what I used for baking, maybe some of my spices, maybe even some medicines, if you had some ill people in your family this season, starting a watch list, not a wish list, is a good place to start. I used to always keep wish lists and then I would watch for these things to go on sale, but I've changed that terminology to a watch list because I'm only going to pick them up if there is a good deal or it's on clearance. And that's how I'm going to replace things this year. A lot of things go on sale in January, and if we don't get a good watch list started before we get out in the stores and start seeing all of these specials, we are likely to pick up a lot of things that maybe we already have, or maybe we're not going through them that quickly. And it's very, very tempting to grab those on sale items. So I like to do a whole house reset. One of the things that I noticed is that I had worn out just some cleaning rags. And so I went through my rags and I got rid of those. I went through my tea towels and got rid of the ones that don't absorb and that are stained and that are not really good enough to be putting out when I have company. And I started going through some of my baking and my pantry supplies. We went through a lot of coffee this season, so that will go on my watch list. However, we are not drinking that much coffee here at home. I actually have stopped drinking coffee for a while. It was upsetting my stomach. So that can go on the watch list because we're not really using it. I just need to watch for specials and maybe restock before we have our next round of company. And we also went through all of my frozen broth that I had in the freezer, except for like a quart. And I had, I bet, 7 or 8 quarts of broth. So that is something that I will be working on this month is boiling down those turkey bones and replacing my broth in the freezer. That alone saved me so much money. We made noodles, we made potato soup where I added broth. A lot of recipes call for broth around the holiday season. So keeping that broth made up and stored in my freezer, that saves me money all year long. I was sure to get to my leftovers and break them up into smaller containers, like my leftover ham, breaking it up for ham and beans and different things like that during the year, marking them and getting them in the freezer so that they don't go bad. I also want to start a new file folder for my 2026 bills and my 2026 tax information. I will be using the 2025 stuff to do my own taxes here shortly, but I want to start fresh with that 2026 property taxes and all the things that go in that file so that I will have them at my fingertips at the end of the year. Sometimes we don't think about starting that file early, and then when it comes tax season, it's kind of a headache searching for all of those things that we need. So I like to start that fresh in the new year and have all of my paperwork together. If you were lucky enough to get some items for Christmas this year, maybe you can do a reset based on what you got. Some of the things that I got this year were very, very helpful, including this silicone freezer compartments. I got them in 1 cup and 2 cup containers. I have 2 of the 1 cup, 2 of the 2 cups. My mother-in-law got these for me, and I'm so excited to use these in the new year to store some leftovers and prep some foods for my freezer. Assessing programs that you are signed up for in January is also a good time to reflect on whether or not they are benefiting you. Many of you know that I've been using the Kroger Savings Plan for the last 2 years to get discounts on medications. It only costs $36 a year, and I would save that much sometimes every single quarter on my meds. Well, this year, without them telling us, they discontinued that program. My automatic deposit didn't come out, and when I checked the website, they no longer were offering this program and they apologized. Well, that left me kind of in a lurch because I have been depending on this to get discounted medications. So I reevaluated my situation and I decided to try to sign up for the Good RX card. It is a free card. I've heard a lot of good things about it from many viewers, and you can give that to most any pharmacy and get discounts on medications. So that program is going to change for me this year. I will give you some feedback on how it goes, but it is a free discount card that you can just sign up for, and mine should be here in a couple of weeks. So look at your programs and say, is this benefiting me? Am I even using it? And do I want to keep it in my budget? A lot of people have a lot more things that they are signed up for that are coming out of their accounts automatically without even really thinking about it. My mother-in-law mentioned just this weekend that she has 14 automatic withdrawals coming out of her account every single month. And I thought, I don't even think I have 14 bills a month. So assess that, take a look at that, and see if those things that you've signed up for are still benefiting you. Many times we hear the phrase, new year, new you. And that can be a time where we want to get new clothes, try a new hair color, maybe lose weight, do a lot of those things that make us feel new and fresh for the new year. And I'm not going to lie, there are many times since I let my hair go natural that I have thought about coloring it again. And there have been so many times that I thought, I would look so much younger if I went back to coloring my hair. And then I thought about all the work that it took and all of the time that it took for me to color my hair. And I started thinking, I really don't want to start that process again. It took too long to grow my hair out. But let me tell you a little beauty secret. If you get an eyebrow liner and you keep your eyebrows darker, most people don't even notice that your hair has gone lighter or grayer. It is less noticeable. Your eyebrows really do show your age, and if we let them fade and thin, we will look a lot older than we are. So rather than coloring my hair, I just get a $1.25 eyebrow pencil at Dollar Tree, and that is a lot easier. And of course, I still think one of the best tips to save money in the new year is to use what you have and get creative. In this next clip, I'm going to show you how I used some holiday leftovers to make a crock pot meal that will last us for several meals and will be absolutely delicious, super easy, and nutritious. I have some leftover ham slices, some green beans, and I'm going to put a crock pot liner in my crock pot, and I'm going to make a one pot meal with ham, green beans, and I'm going to add some fresh sweet potato that I already had on hand. I may end up adding a second sweet potato, but I already have the juices in the ham that will help flavor it. There's already some garlic salt and some flavoring in the green beans. So I think this will be absolutely delicious. I don't know about you, but since I retired, I'm really into one pot meals and a little bit of bulk cooking. I cook enough for 1 or 2 days, and sometimes I have something else I alternate in between there, but I just don't do a lot of cooking. I don't like a lot of cleanup. I don't like a lot of dishes, but I like good food. So putting some of these things together when you already like the ingredients, it's always a win. I have never put ingredients together that I like that has turned out to be something that doesn't taste good. So getting creative and mixing up some things like this, to me, it just makes sense. It saves time, it saves money, it uses what you have, and it gives you a little bit of variety in your meals. This smells so wonderful. So now it's just time to plate it up and enjoy our supper. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in the next one.